Hey, your topic is great, and I have some strategies for you for finding scholarly evidence that goes behind it. And I think we can go through like some obvious ones, but there might be some other ones that might help you with some more infographic-y type data that you might be able to use. Be that as it may, the cool thing is there's a lot of stuff on the open web that's already doing this. So finding that is just like know your rights. Have you ever seen these where people pass out these cards where it's like, what are your rights? And oftentimes they have like these cards or graphics and that they'll hand out to people. So here's like, oh cool, it's like translated. But there's like, I want to speak to a lawyer, so that I'm looking at another monitor. I want to speak to a lawyer speaks to Sixth Amendment or right to counsel. Another one, oh boy, that got really small. Uh, don't run. Don't carry false documents. Don't open your door. So that's the Fourth Amendment, unreasonable search or seizure. So all these tie to like real things, right? So they're not just like arbitrary rights, but they're things that are protected. So do not sign. So that might be like a coerced or Fifth Amendment self-incrimination, et cetera, et cetera. So I think what you would do is figure out what are the rights that you most want to present in your infographic. There's probably a lot to choose from, and it depends, and there's even some help. So there's like some for the immigration, there's some specifically from American civil liberties, there's some for customs or for a particular place like Chicago. So you might think about who your target audience is for this because there's a lot of different implications. So for example, if I was like an executive of a company and I was on like some big Senate committee at the national level, my rights might be different than somebody who's like being deported against their will, who's like an American citizen or something like that. So I think you can focus it that way. Having said that, here's how you would approach that. You would go to start out with, the library catalog is a great place to start, but I would say, and also like figure out the names of the amendments. And you can use the open web and you can use like AI to help with that. Like for example, if you go to Gemini, if I'm forced to sign a police document, is that a problem with the Fifth Amendment? Oh, there we go. So look at all these different things like coercion. Let's look at coercion and interrogation. So let's do rights and criminal justice. So I want both rights to be in there and I want criminal justice so we know the system that this is in. And the and just means I want both of these to appear. So rights, find everything with rights and then find everything with criminal justice. And if we just looked in the title, I bet there's going to be like a ton that are on this because this is something that's been argued about for like centuries. Rights of victims, Islam. So this might be places other than the United States as well. So there's human rights and things all over the place. So what happens if we add something and we say, I don't want to say Croatia, coercion. Did I spell that? Oh Lord, how do I spell coercion? Coercion. Coercion. Just doesn't look right. So we're looking at rights, criminal justice, but we want to look in that field of things that we're looking at coercion or interrogation. Or confession. So you see what I'm doing here? Or you could do Fifth Amendment. I put stuff in quotes if I want those keywords to stick together. You You could do like threats or violence or things like that, but I just want to stick on those. And just for fun, let's look in the title. Well, let's see what we get without it. Rights, criminal justice. Hey, oh, the Miranda rights. Criminal procedure. Right to remain silent. Coercive interrogation. Fifth Amendment. So what you would do is, if you wanted to find an example that you could use in one of those Know Your Rights cards, you want to put it in regular language, but you want it to be backed up by solid scholarly evidence that it actually exists. So for example, what you would do, like here's an article. Oh, by the way, if you want peer-reviewed journals, the really high-level scholarly stuff, we'd narrow it down that way. Re-interviewing. Okay, this one is in there. So, coercive interrogation. What you would do is you'd look at this article and you're like, did somebody's rights get impinged, infringed, violated in this case? All of law works on precedents, right? So if somebody did something before and they called this a breaking of the rights, you could use this as an example in that card. So I'm going to look at the article. There's a nugget of wisdom. Okay, you might have to do a little bit of reading. Oh, shoot. It's a review of a book. Okay, this might not be great. The court ruled, yeah. Oh. So in this case, the court ruled that the constitutional rights were not violated where they coerced and intimidated somebody. So you find precedents in that manner. Another way to do it, so that was my first thing. So rights and criminal justice, and then all of these things are keywords that you build from probable cause or illegal search and seizure or right to counsel. And then this is like the container that it shows up in. What if we want to find something about your cards? So you could justify your infographic by saying, know your rights. Let's see what happens in that search. So there's 3,000, and there's books about this. So what you could do is go to peer-reviewed journals again, and, oh Lord, cool. So you could look for examples that these Know Your Rights cards actually work. So here's somebody looking at undocumented students. Sickness, absence, interrogation of waiting room. Oh, that's medical care. I need criminal justice. You get the idea. Okay. Maybe that search wasn't as great. But this search was probably going to be a good place to go. Rights and criminal justice, or dig around like that and look for articles. By the way, if you do find something that is good, there's a citation generator right here. Okay, this is enough to get you started, but probably not enough to keep you going. Let me know, keep me in the conversation as you go, and I can help as we go.